Hi, my name is Nancy Gómez, and today we are going to talk about the article Tourist and Renewable Energy in South Asia, a panel study by Sakib bin Amin and Farhan Khan. The tourist industry is a fundamental source of income in countries, and over the years it has gained considerable strength since it generates a high impact on employment generation and the movement of industries related to this activity. For example, agriculture, health services, recreational services, insurance company, among others. However, its operation implies a high use of natural and energetic resources of each region. It is true that a growth of this industry is intended, which undoubtedly would bring benefits in economic matters. But it's also a duty to ensure the correct use of the resources it requires in order to avoid the deterioration of the area where the tourist activity is developed. One of the unstoppable resources you require for all your activities is energy, starting from tourist travel to accommodation services and others that are offered, you need it. As your operation grows or increase, your demand for energy will increase. Perhaps a few years ago, environmental care was not so strong or so developed, however, has become increasingly relevant. The world is living the consequences of hundreds of years of neglect, misuse of resources that have even led to the depletion of resources, pollution, indiscriminate hunting, trafficking of species, among other examples. Global warming, deforestation, species on the verge of extinction are some of the consequences of the bad actions of human beings on the planet. Perhaps one might think, but how would this affect the tourist industry? It's simple. Because when the resources of a given area are depleted, its attractions are diminished. It loses its interest and beauty, generating that tourists are not interested in these destinations. And the economic impact of the entire region begins to decrease its income. Precisely in the search for a more sustainable way to develop activities that require energy, different sources of energy have been discovered and implemented, seeking to leave behind the limitations in obtaining it only through the exploitation of oil and coal. Solar and hydroelectric energy have become a great option for energy supply since not all regions have easy access to conventional forms of energy, and they provide cheaper, faster, and less harmful access to natural resources. The article Tourism and Renewable Energy in South Asia, a panel study, reveals an analysis developed in Bangladesh, India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan seeking to establish a link between tourist and renewable energy. In these countries, renewable energies, solar and hydroelectric, are widely used. After several econometric methods were applied, it was concluded that the country's PIB and tourists are possibly related to the consumption of renewable energies. If the PIB increase, the consumption of renewable energy also increase. As tourism increase, so does renewable energy consumption. However, among these two, the use of solar energy stands out over hydroelectric energy due to its greater availability. In the South Asia region, where these countries are located, tourism has been gaining importance And while it's true that its consumption of renewable energy is extensive, along with the growth of this industry, it's necessary for governments to develop both industry regulations and energy policies to support the sustainable growth of tourism. Such policies would not only contribute positively to the economic sector, but also to this resident population, to their quality of life, and even to the participation and recognition of the country at global level. In each country, work on this aspect, it could even allow them to move the industry in a collaborative way among them, which would be effective both individually and for the region to which they belong. Thank you for your attention and until another opportunity.